Good evening, everybody. It's my great pleasure, my wonderful honor to be the person who officially greets you tonight. My name is Susan Warnick, and for many years I was an anchor and reporter on Channel 5, and God, I hope you remember. Oh my, thank you. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you retire and you're not on television every single day. People think you look vaguely familiar, but they can't quite place you. Just honestly, a couple of weeks ago, I'm at Logan Airport. A woman came up to me. She stood like right in my face, and she went, "What's your name?" And I said, "Susan Warnick." And she said, "No, you're the other one." So I said, "Yes, I'm Pam Cross." And I think she said, "Oh, I knew it," as she walked away. But the other funny thing that happened just a couple of hours ago that I have to share with you, because it happened in Mashpee, and those of you who know me know that I am a homeowner, I am a property owner, and I'm a proud resident of Mashpee, Pompanesett Beach. Thank you, I know. I've been there for almost 30 years, and so I know the Cape. Having grown up also in Natick, and anybody want to talk about Falmouth Heights? Yeah, okay, right? Yeah, that was before you were born, sir, okay? But all right, but anyway, I'm at a self-service gas station, pumping gas, and I see there's a guy, and he's in the island across from me, and he's, kind of looking at me, so I smile. And he says to me, "Didn't you used to be Susan Warnick?" I said, "Yes, and now I'm working here." No, he said, "What are you doing down here?" I said, "Well, I'm actually on my way over the Coonamessett Inn." And he said, "No kidding, you working there now?" So if anybody asks you, yes, I am part of the wonderful staff here at the Coonamessett Inn. And can we take a moment to really thank the wonderful staff here at the Coonamessett Inn? Truly. Yeah. Bill Zammer, you did a great job with the staff. And it's been wonderful to see how they all come over and kiss the ring. It's nice. Bill Zammer sitting right over here, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have not had an opportunity to kneel. He is sitting right over here with his beautiful wife, Linda, and we're thrilled to have him. So anyway, we have a great night planned tonight. I get to do something at this event every year that I don't ordinarily get to do, and it touches my heart, and it makes me feel it makes me feel good. I get to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. So that's what I would like you all to join with me, to stand as we celebrate our flag and our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we do have a special night with special guests, and our next special person is with us tonight to sing the national anthem. Her name is Kirsten Atterbury, and I want to tell you a little bit about the amazing Chief Petty Officer Kirsten Atterbury. She's been an active duty member of the United States Coast Guard for 14 years and is currently stationed at Base Cape Cod. Her husband Christopher is a Marine Corps veteran. They have 2 children, Carson and Kaylee, and they live in Mashpee. Let's hear it for Kirsten Atterbury.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the
Kirsten Atterbury, ladies and gentlemen. That was unbelievable. Thank you, officer. Thank you, thank you. Kirsten has CDs there for sale for $19.99 at the... Not a bad idea, though, Kristen. Come on, you got to admit it. Good idea. You have a fabulous voice, honey. Thank you for sharing it with us. We have many special guests tonight, actually, but a person to deliver our blessing over everything that Heroes in Transition does, so many things. You'll hear about them tonight, and our event tonight. She is a longtime member of the non-denominational International Trade Deus Ministry, who traveled to many third world countries. She is presently called upon to minister to the sick in local hospitals, including in the Boston area, the VA in Brockton, and also nursing homes throughout the area. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be able to introduce to you Brenda Higgins Hammond, who will be doing our prayer this evening.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you, everybody here. It's such an honor to be among so many beautiful people. And Father God, I thank you so much for this beautiful event, for all of us that are here, to remember those that have passed, those that are here, and our wonderful Heroes in Transition. At this, the wonderful 10th anniversary, Father God, it is a bittersweet 10 years. It's been a wonderful, beautiful 10 years. And Father God, you have been with us. Captain Eric Jones was the bridge to Heroes in Transition. He is a hero. We are all here because Eric is a hero with Lord. And we also want to remember his sweet dad, his loving, wonderful dad, Ken, who is so proud of him and a wonderful pillar of Heroes in Transition. It is one of the most wonderful things, God, that you could have put in all of our hearts. And I ask you to bless all of these wonderful people, every event that has passed and that is in the future that they will be doing. And Cindy, bless her with all my heart. And Father God, thank you for this wonderful evening. And let us all have a great time enjoying the food we've all enjoyed, and have laughter and love to have each of us each day forward. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. That was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Let me tell you a little bit about what's going to happen tonight. There will be no live auction, except for those of you who have jewelry you may be wearing and you want to give it up. I'm happy to do anything you'd like. But we, as I mentioned to you before, we will be letting you know if you won the live, the silent auction item that you were bidding on. Someone will come to the table and let you know. And then a little later in the program, we will have an opportunity for everybody to do what I know you came here tonight to do, and that is to be one of the heroes in transition. Because heroes, you know, the word hero has so many meanings, but where would we be were it not for our true heroes? And that's what we're here to celebrate tonight, and we're going to do it in so many wonderful ways. So we have special guests, a number of them, who are going to be introducing, but some dignitaries first, who I want you to know are here. Congressman Bill Keating was here. Does everybody know that? I hope you had an opportunity to see the congressman. The congressman has a part-time job. He works late at Kmart, so he had to leave. No, that's not true. I don't even know why I said it. The congressman just flew in from Portugal, actually, a few hours ago, and he was kind enough to stop by to say hello to everybody during the cocktail hour. But he did have to leave, but he wanted me to say he is so proud of everybody, and especially all of the heroes. So, Congressman Keating, thank you for coming tonight. State Representative Randy Hunt is here. Where are you, State Rep? Thank you for being with us, as always. Representative Tim Whalen. Where is Representative Tim Whalen? Representative, thank you as well. Sheriff Jim Cummings, Special Sheriff. Sheriff, he's where? Oh, that is hilarious. He's in the bathroom. Well, you'll have to be sure to let me know when the sheriff comes back into the room. Won't he be just thrilled? Special Sheriff Jeff Perry. Also, Selectman from Mashpee, Carol Sherman. Carol, thank you for joining us. And also, Selectman from Mashpee, John Cotton. The Mashpee Fire Chief, Tom Rullo. Tom, I know you're here. I saw you earlier. And you know, now may be a good time to go around the room and ask each of you to stand and say a little something about yourselves. Many special guests who we're going to hear from this evening, as I mentioned. No one is more special, though, than the executive director of this great organization. All of you know Nicole. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I said to Nicole, Nicole, tell me a little bit about your background and what brought you to Heroes. How long have you been the executive director? And she said, well, I've only been the executive director a short period of time, but I've been with the organization since 2014. She's actually been the executive director for 3 years because she took that over in 2016. But I said, so what brought you here? And she said, because my brother got one of the first service dogs from Heroes, and it saved his life. And ever since then, Nicole Simpson has been giving of her life to this amazing organization. So as we welcome her tonight, let's give her a huge thank you for all she does for Heroes in Transition. Nicole Spencer, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you all so much, and thank you, Susan. It's a lot easier standing on that side than it's standing on this side. But I'll do my best, and I will go fast because there's a lot more important people to come up to this podium tonight to share what I know you all want to hear. As I looked out in the crowd, I can see many familiar faces. I see Ruckers, sponsors, friends, supporters, volunteers, veterans, active military members, and many new faces as well. This entire room makes up Heroes in Transition. It's one big family. We say that a lot, you know, so welcome to the family. I like that. Tonight wouldn't happen without the continued support of local businesses and organizations. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod, Whiteley Plumbing and Heating, Cape Cod Retractable, Chapman Family Funeral Homes, the Cape Cod 5 Charitable Foundation, the Goosey Fund, the Sheriff's Office, Roach Brothers, and last but not least, tonight's presenting sponsors, Linda and Bill Zammer. And a special thank you to Kuna Messet that really does a wonderful job. I know Susan had mentioned them before tonight, but I just have to say, they make our job so much easier, so thank you all. We have been blessed with many amazing support, and we'll try that again. Where's Ryan? If Ryan could see me, take 3. Ryan, take 3. We have been blessed with many amazing and supportive, generous local businesses, clubs, and other organizations. Each year, HIT is the beneficiary of many outside events that raise both awareness and funds for Heroes in Transition. Local groups such as Liam McGuire's, JD's Burgers, Shepley, the members at Comaquid Golf Club, the Elks, Top Shot Golf Tournament, John Wesley United Methodist Church, and the Davenport Company's Seaside Le Mans. They take on the very difficult task of organizing an event from start to finish. We are so grateful for these groups who support our work and understand our mission. Their success goes directly to the veterans and the military families that we serve. As we begin our 10th year, we are grateful for the amazingly strong board of directors that we have been working tirelessly to help us spread our mission and assist with our programs and events. They're not going to like me, but I'm going to have them stand as I read their name. Cindy Jones. Mike Prosek. Jill Blanchard. Bill Zammer. Ron Bonby. Tony Dingman. Mary LeClaire. David Nunheimer. Alicia Markowski. Tony Schiavi. And our newest board of directors, Kristen Boyd. And finally, to our Gala team. Each year, this team goes above and beyond to help us create all that you're going to be a part of tonight. A special thank you to, and this is a long list, but this is what it takes to put on something like this: Lori, Liz, Kathy, Chris, Ryan, Amy, Caitlin, Maura, Tracy, Carol, still going, Steve, Lois, Kristen, John, Kerry, and Annie. Thank you all so much. We hope that you'll enjoy the program we have planned for you tonight. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce a special guest speaker tonight, and that's retired Brigadier General and hit director Tony Schiavi.
If I get behind the podium, you might not see me. I'm not Tim Whalen. So before I get to what Nicole and Cindy asked me to speak about, they're going to be going around the room, starting now, and putting something on each of your table. And what I want to make sure you don't do is don't open it, okay? And you'll sort of get the idea of what it's going to mean when you get to open that particular box at your table. So to allow them a few minutes to do that, we are an organization that supports our veterans, our active military, and their families. We want to recognize all of our veterans and those that support our veterans. Now, this is really important because when I get to the end, everybody should be standing, so if I do this right. And because I have the microphone, I'm starting with the Air Force. So if you served or are serving in the United States Air Force, please stand up and remain standing. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for your service. If you served or are serving in the United States Navy, please stand. If you served or have served in the United States Marine Corps, please stand. If you served or are serving in the United States Army, please stand. And if you served or are serving in the United States Coast Guard, please stand. Because I never want to forget, if there's anybody that served in the United States Merchant Marines, please stand. Let's give all of our veterans and active military service members a round of applause. If you have a family member anywhere in your history that served in the United States military, please stand. And if you haven't and you support our men and women in uniform and those that have worn our uniform, please stand. How do we do? Give yourself a round of applause. We could not do what we do if it wasn't for all of you, and thank you for allowing us to serve our veterans. Okay, I don't know how my volunteers are doing right now because I can't see them, but and I don't have my glasses on, but Nicole, where are you? Everybody has a box on their table? Okay. Is there anybody in the room that has not heard of a challenge coin? Anybody that's worn the uniform knows what a challenge coin is, and you'll sort of get to where I'm going in just a couple of minutes. Because if you've served in the military, you know what a challenge coin is. Now, the history of the challenge coin is often debated. A lot of arguments about where it started, when it started, how it started. Some trace it back to as far back as ancient Rome. But in modern times, we can certainly find reference to it all the way back to World War I. And it was a way to build unit cohesion, camaraderie, and morale in a military organization. But it was also important that if you received your unit's challenge coin, it meant that when you ran into somebody that also had that same challenge coin, that you held a special and unbreakable bond with that person in that unit. I can tell you that when I get up every morning, regardless of what I'm doing, there's 3 things I do before I leave the house. I obviously kiss my wife goodbye, put my St. Anthony's medal in my pocket, and I put my 101st Fighter Squadron coin in my pocket, and I have this with me always because of what it means to me and those that I served with, and I carry this with me every day. Now, the reason for the challenge coin and the challenge really took place over drinking, which, we probably all can understand that, whereby a military member would pull out his coin, slap it on the bar, and if any of his comrades didn't have their coin, then they were buying drinks for everybody that had theirs. And if they all had theirs, then guess what? The person that challenged was buying for everybody else. So you had to challenge wisely or make sure there was an ATM very close by. So that's kind of the history. What I really want to get to and focus on really is more about the bond, all right, and why challenge coins are out there. They're in all kinds of organizations now, not just the military. Public safety has them, businesses have them. But it's about being part of something special. And tonight is extra special because this is our 10th anniversary from when Heroes in Transition started in memory of Captain Eric Jones to serve our military families, our veterans, those that are serving in the military with important services and assistance that they may need. And tonight we are presenting to all of you that came this evening with the newly minted Heroes in Transition Challenge coin. So if you can open up your boxes and pass them around, and I'll give you what my challenge is to all of you before Cindy comes up and really explains the true meaning of how you fit into our overall organization. So go ahead, open them up and pass them around. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. Go ahead, you can go find your glasses if you need them, Jeff. I just happened to see you without mine. Okay, everybody have theirs out? Okay. Everybody good? All right, so my challenge to all of you is to carry your hit coin with you, keep it somewhere close, realize that we need to spread the word about our organization, what we do. It's a great conversation starter to share with your family, your friends, or even just people you might meet in your daily travels through life. But remember what it means in the work that we do and how you are part of making that happen. Now, Cindy's going to come up and go into a little bit more detail in terms of some of the symbolism that's on the coin, some of the words that are on the coin, to really tie together what all of you mean to us, because you are part of the HIT family, as Nicole said. We need you. We need to spread our word from Provincetown all the way to Bourne to make sure that the 25,000 veterans that live on Cape Cod know that we exist to help them should they need it, or their family. So our founder, our president, our rock, Cindy Jones, please come up and share her energizing message with all of us.
Wait a minute. Did you notice that the mic was put down for me? And before I start, I just want to, I was just given a challenge coin tonight by Adam, so this means a lot to me. Thank you, Adam. Ken and I were determined to get heroes on the ground, and that meant banging on doors and any door that was connected to the military. And that led to a lot of tenacity. But one of the doors we banged on was a Brigadier General Tony Schiavi's door, and he was actually, that was the first door that opened up to us right after Eric died. So Tony welcomed us in, and when he welcomed Ken and I in, we shook hands, and he put a challenge coin in our hands and our palms, and that was the first time I ever had a challenge coin because I knew nothing about them. And since then, they are so special to me. So, and I have them displayed in the house, so thank you. And you have a challenge coin. So let me explain. When you hear the phrase bridging the gap, you immediately think of filling that hollow between point A and point B. And you're going to have to excuse me because I'm Italian, I use my hands, so I'm sorry. I'll try to do this. Perhaps that was when Heroes in Transition was all about 10 years ago. A horrendous grief from the loss of a beloved son, a need to turn that grief into something positive, combined with that son's compassion to protect the troops on the ground, led us to the forming of Heroes in Transition. With our dedicated board of directors, a 4-part mission of assistance was, and still is, the focus of all our work. We have a canine program, a traditional support group programs, home modification, and financial assistance. Those are our 4 parts. But bridging the gap for us meant that we needed to focus on alternative methods that were not necessarily provided by the federal, state, or local agencies. And that meant that we needed to be creative, and we needed to be able to think outside that box. From our research and listening to the veterans of all the branches of services, we learned that creating a community among our veterans and military families was the driving force of all our work. It is that brotherhood, that camaraderie that is missing once our men and women come home and transition out from the military to civilian life. Amazingly creative and selfless people have come into the HIT fold. They are our infrastructure of our bridge. Our creative team has spanned the gap in so many ways. 10 years in the making, and our vision is still as strong as it ever has been. Recognizing the heavy burden that our military carry, we have created alternative and holistic programs to lighten their load. That is the premise of all our programs. Our deck are the HIT, the HIT of the bridge, of our HIT bridge. And it is the crossing over that leads to a community of extended families and programs such as our Canine Co-Pilot program is a 3-tiered program of canine support, from companion dogs to therapy dogs to the highly trained ADI, which is the American Dog International recognized service dogs from needs. Our FIT program, our Families in Transition program, that provides a week of equine therapy for the whole family, including family dinners, separate couples time, and separate children's time. This year, we hosted 3 sessions of this program at the beautiful setting of the YMCA Camp Linden, and the Alliance Equestrian Stables provided the horses for us, and it was amazing to see the families. Each family was given a horse for the week, and they learned to be with that horse, learned about the horse, and that was amazing therapy. Amazing time for them to be together, to feel that release of family, that love. We also have our couples bi-monthly gatherings, bringing veteran and military couples who share the common bond of a military life. Activities include excursions to such places as Boston or Providence, or a hike up Mount Monadnock, sailing and yoga, and each outing ends with the fellowship of dining together. We also have a Veterans Bi-Monthly program that create that bonding of veterans through shared activities like golfing or shooting, hiking, followed by the fellowship of dining together. And then we have the Spouses Bi-Monthly program too, that allows wives and husbands of veterans to form a community. And this group also focuses on special activities and excursions, followed by the fellowship of dining together. You see, food brings comfort, creates that bond. And when you're Italian, you always make sure you have food around, okay? Monthly, and then we also have this is something new this year, and we're doing it consistently. It's the monthly family outings that allow veterans and military families to enjoy being with each other while having the freedom of taking advantage of this beautiful region that we live in without the financial burden. We also have the annual fall couples retreat, where veterans and military couples can relax in a beautiful Cape Cod resort, such as the Davenport's Blue Water, and receive the fruits of what HIT has to offer. Our research has shows that there's an alarmingly high rate of divorce among this population. And we were able to zero in on the disconnect of communication. And we all know that can be a major issue with marriages, but it can be very challenging for the military. From our men and women coming home, sometimes it's hard for them to share, and they go within. And when they go within, the spouses feel abandoned. So there's issues that are created from that. So we have zeroed in on that, and this year, we are extremely proud to announce that HIT sent 4 of our facilitators to Florida to be trained by the nationally recognized Pairs/Warriors to Soulmate program. And HIT is the only organization in Southeast Massachusetts that offers this program. So we're very proud. Thank you. We have 4 facilitators that work very hard. All our facilitators do, so we're just so blessed. Starting in January, HIT will be launching a reboot program. It's our new female veterans/female spouses mind, body, and soul program. That's going to be a 10-week program. Our work with female veterans and spouses, combined with the latest research on females in the armed forces, led us to creating a program that will help release the stressors of this very demanding life for the, and I'm going to quote this, often overlooked and underserved female population. And that quote came from a man. And as an added safety net, we also offer private counseling for many that's needed, and our financial assistance to our veterans and military population. And our financial assistance comes through, we fund through St. Vincent de Paul Society, Hydrea for Heroes, a Falmouth Service Center, and HAC's Big Fix program. And I would really be amiss tonight if I don't mention that our hearts and our prayers go out to Brenda Swain at the Falmouth Service Center. It needs to be noticed that all of HIT programs are free to those that we service. Now, your coin. We are very active and involved with our mission. It is a heavy mission, for the need is stronger now than ever. This bridge creates a heavy load, and it is its pillars of the bridge that support the deck. You are the pillars to our HIT bridge. You are the main support that carries the weight of our deck. Because of your continued support, a strong community exists. Lives are brightened, stronger bonds are created in marriages, and among the community. Your support has brought such joy to all our veterans and active military, their spouses, and their children. And I only wish, and I think I'm going to start writing these stories down, if you could only hear or be witness to some of our retreats or some of our programs, and if you could only hear the stories that are shared with me or with us at HIT on how the programs that we're providing have helped so much. It's just, it's rewarding. You just know that you're doing something that is so needed, and you are providing that for us. You are providing that for our men and women. It's not easy to live in this area on a national salary. So you're giving them the opportunity, and we're a safety net, and you provided that for us. Your support has brought, if you will allow me, I'd like to end with a quote by Rabbi Zacharias. Jesus said, "Greater things of these you shall do. Become a peace builder, a bridge builder, not a destroyer. And the way you do that is through friendships and relationships and through authentic character." HIT is a peace builder. We are bridge builders, and you are the source of our work. We cannot do this without you. I just hope that you feel this, and you will. I hope that when you see this video that's coming up, I want you to sit and think, this is where your funding goes, and you are changing lives. So with that, I'd like to start. Doug, would you start the video? Thank you.
We went to the first retreat in October of 2017. He had actually saw the Heroes in Transition event on Facebook and sent it to me while he was at work, and I said, that sounds amazing. We really didn't know what to expect. We showed up, and it was like an immediate, I explained it to everybody, it was one of those moments where you know you are where you're meant to be. It was nice to be surrounded by people that understood what we went through, what we're experiencing now, and to kind of have that network of people that he might have had in the Army. It's hard to find on the civilian side.
So I've seen HIT, but I really wasn't sure what the organization was about until I took one of the family flyers that we get on a weekly basis from our base, and I was reading through it, and I saw that there was going to be a Heroes in Transition event for fishing. We don't have the opportunity to do those kind of things on our own, and I knew that if I actually reached out and I made a commitment to do an event, that we wouldn't let anything else get in the way. And it was the first time for all three of our kids, the first time we were able to do something as a family in a very long time. So it was a great experience, a great bonding experience. The kids got to experience something new and exciting, and actually bonded with a lot of the other children who were there at the event.
Heroes in Transition is a 501c3 nonprofit organization which was founded in 2009 in memory of Captain Eric A. Jones, a Marine helicopter pilot who lost his life while supporting a combat mission in Afghanistan on October 26, 2009. We recognize those who have served or who are currently serving our country. For 10 years strong, we have provided appropriate assistance to veterans and military families in 4 key areas: 3-tier K-9 co-pilot program, transitional support groups for veterans and families, financial assistance, and home modifications. Our mission is to provide assistance that is not readily available from other organizations, including local, state, and federal agencies. Heroes in Transition is a boots-on-the-ground organization that provides timely support to those who have given so much. From our couples gatherings to our fall retreat, to our equine and canine co-pilot programs, we are able to bring veterans, spouses, and their families together in a supportive and holistic environment. Through your generosity, Heroes in Transition continues its mission of supporting our men and women of the armed forces.
This year during Fair Week, I showed up and I just wasn't myself. I was feeling anxious. We pulled up at the farm, and as soon as I got over to the horses, I just felt that connection, and all my anxiety just kind of wiped away. And I never really felt like that before, and I didn't really experience that with any other type of therapy that I've been through.
I bonded with Willow, and she was like really relaxed on me, and she almost fell asleep. Like we did forehead to forehead. It was really fun, and we got to ride the horses like down hills, and it was fun.
There's an organization that's taken a lot of the work out of it. The only thing you have to do is find the time.
Show up.
Show up. And a lot of the times we show up for a lot of things. Showing up for your family and allowing an organization help you help your family.
My dog is Annie. She's turned into the perfect family-oriented dog. Gets along great with the rest of my family, my wife and all my grandchildren, and she's very attentive with me. Well, with her I get more exercise, but it's more my mental health that she helps me with and keeps me sane.
My dog here is Dougie, and we've been together for almost a year. It's been amazing. I'm dealing with chronic pain, so the amount of effort, getting dressed in the morning, those types of things, it is a huge challenge. So having Dougie to be able to help with those types of things, pick things up, get my shoes, get my cane when it drops, or when I drop my wallet in the store or anything like that. He got me to the point where I've lost about 65 pounds over the past year since I got him. So he's really enabled me to start traveling, doing things, getting back out into the world. The care and support from Heroes in Transition, from Needs, is just amazing. When I got out of the Army close to 30 years ago, there wasn't a lot of programs out there. PTSD wasn't really a thing, nobody talked about it. And you have the mentality when you're in the military really to suck it up and drive on.
To be able to speak on common ground with everybody. Everybody comes from all walks of life, but they deal with the same challenges. Same challenges with family, same challenges with marriage, same challenges with being able to spend time. It gives us a forum to be able to sit down, to be able to bond with the other husbands and wives there, to support each other and to support things we may be going through or to learn about each other. It's the ability to do that is awesome.
Organizations grow off of support, and we need more veterans to come and support these organizations so they can continue to grow and do great things for the veteran community. We only get stronger as we grow.
Incredible to have these types of programs giving the things that we really need.
God bless America, and God bless Heroes in Transition.
We are truly blessed, and I hope that you feel that in your heart, because you're the ones who made it possible. So you brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. Thank you. Which brings us to another part of our night. Sometimes life gets a little bit heavy, and when those times come, I hear my father's comforting words. He would always say, "It's always darkest before the dawn." Pre-dawn is actually my favorite time of the day. I like to get up that early. I like to, when it's dark, and wait for that magical time for the light to change, for the sky to change. And then the day's over for me. But anyways, but ironically, it was pre-dawn when the knock came on our door to announce the fatal accident that took my son and 3 other brave Marines. And miraculously left 2 survivors. God gave the 4 families the blessed gift of Andrew Batchelder. It is often said that God works in mysterious ways, but truly, if you let your dualistic thinking, if you let go of that dualistic thinking, you almost can see his hand guiding you. And I do believe that things happen for a reason, on time, and we are never to question it, but to accept it. But God gave Ken and me the gift of Andrew. Our first meeting, we had a lot of anticipation. And that all dissolved when he and Debbie walked into our house a few years ago. And that was the first time we met Andrew. Andrew, in a Huey helicopter, you have 2 pilots and 2 Marines, 2 sergeants in the back. A Huey goes out and protects the Cobra. They go out in tandem. And the Cobra only has fighting vision straight ahead. But the Huey has the 2 gunners in the back, gunnies, and they're able to have 360. Am I correct, Andrew? Okay, and what happened that night, the accident, the 2 pilots in the Cobra were immediately killed, along with Eric and the sergeant diagonally behind him. 2 survived, the pilot for that night, Blake Smith, and Andrew. So I can't never figure that out. And the only way I can figure that out is by Psalm 138, verse 16, that says, when David says, "You knew of me before I was of substance, for my days were numbered in your book." So I just look at it that it was that time, it was Eric's time, it was Kyle's time, it was Greg's time, and it was Seth's time. And we were so blessed to have Andrew survive. He's a light to us. God closes a door, but yet he opens other doors. And Andrew is a light, and his family, his beautiful family, is here tonight. And I want to welcome Andrew up because he's got an amazing story that relates to all the work that we're doing. So Andrew Batchelder, please.
Can everybody hear me? All right. Forgive me, I don't have paper. Marines have trouble with reading if it's not written in crayon, so I'm just going to talk from the heart today. So as Cindy has said, that I was part of that fateful night, last October 26, 2009. I did survive. I sustained injuries to my body, basically fractures, rib fractures, blew out my hip, blew out my right leg, broken ribs and back and stuff. But that's not the part of it. Forgive me. This is 10 years, all right? So we've come full circle from there. And Heroes in Transition, I think, is the only organization that I know of that focuses directly on heroes transitioning from the military to the civilian world, right? So let me give you a little backstory of myself. The accident happened October 26, 2009. I was retired, and I was medically retired and back home in Texas by August 2010. And from that point, you know, I went from not being able to walk to physical therapy for 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, continuously in the military, out of the military. But when I left the military, I was immediately tossed into the civilian world. And when I was tossed into the civilian world, my history came in 2003, I invaded Iraq. In 2004, I was in Fallujah. In 2009, I was in Iraq, and in 2009, I was in Afghanistan. So those 4 times I was deployed, I had nothing but my brothers next to me everywhere I went. And so when I was thrown into that civilian world, I was left with my family, my son, my daughter, my wife. Who are the ones that do support you the most? But those are not the ones that you have been used to supporting you throughout your time in the military. When we were in combat, we turned to the left and we turned to the right of our comrades. And we looked left and we looked right for them to keep us up. And when I was thrown into the civilian world, I didn't have that. So September 11th, 2011, I tried to take my life. I took every single medication that I had in my house, and I sent my wife a message, and I said, it'll be over soon. I really can't remember, but I sent her that message, and I can stand here today to tell you that without the love and the support of my wife and my family, I wouldn't be here today, and the individuals around you. So September 11th, I did try to take my life, and I spent 2 or 3 weeks into a psychiatric ward and stuff like that. It wasn't successful, as we can see here today. And then my mother told me about President Bush. He holds a Wounded Warriors golf tournament, and I played high school golf when I was in high school, and she said, you should apply. So I applied for President Bush's Warrior Open, and in, I think it was May of 2013, I got a phone call and said, hey, you've been accepted, and we'd love to see you here, come play. Well, from that moment on, from that moment that I received that phone call from there, I've been nothing but play golf, grow the game of golf with the veterans, civilians, and whatever it does. I played in President Bush's Warrior Open in 2013 all the way until 2018. I was lucky enough to be the low net and gross winner in 2015 and 2018 as well. So I just wanted to share with you about, how golf has saved my life, how this tragic, we're here 10 years later, and I suffered a lot from survivor's guilt. And I know Cindy, where's she sitting at? I'm going to call her out today because you said you don't believe in survivor's guilt, right? And I totally agree with you. But you told me today that you are lonely and you are the only one left. But I want you to look around this room, and you are not the only one left, because Cindy, we all love you. We all love Eric, and we wouldn't be here if that wasn't the fact. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I know we have active duty individuals here tonight, and I know we have veterans here. And I want to thank you all. Heroes in Transition. There is no better name that can be put out for any other organization. Every organization should be put out as Heroes in Transition, because every hero should be focused about their transition, because if we don't focus on their transition, we become 22. And if anybody knows what the 22 is, then that's what it becomes. So I want to thank you all for your support. I hope to see you guys here many more years. Cindy, I know that I didn't share as much as I wanted to, but this organization is hitting every single point that we need. And I can't express it. If it comes to even to the active duty, you know, when you guys came and needed for the active duty when it was time. So I want to thank you guys for allowing me to speak tonight. I am here accompanied 10 years later. It's been a 10-year journey, and I'm proud to say that I am accompanied by my wife of 18 years, and my daughter of 15 years, and my son of 12 years. And I wouldn't be here without them tonight. Hey, was she that funny on TV when she was on TV all the time? Okay, so this is my wife, Debbie. This is my daughter, Caitlin, and my son, Jacob Batchelder. They stuck by my side, and you guys are sticking by these veterans' sides. And it is up to you guys to help us out, help them out, and we thank you for all of your support. We really do. And it is an honor to serve with Eric. It is an honor to serve with every Marine and everybody else. And I want to thank you guys for allowing us to be here tonight and share this 10 years with you. It's been 10 years, but it's been a long 10 years, but it's crazy how we come and meet 10 years later. And Cindy, I'll be here whenever you need me. Just pick up the phone call and I'm here, okay? This is my second home. I've been here, you know. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Unbelievable, the Batchelder family, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Andrew, you're remarkable. So, everybody take a seat. It's okay. But what about you guys? So, what do you think? First of all, where do you live?
Fort Worth.
And you came all the way from Fort Worth to be with us tonight. Did you have to miss any school?
Yes.
What a shame. You must feel very bad about missing school, huh?
No.
I need a congressman's note.
You need a congressman's note.
Yeah.
We'll get it for you. We just have to take a minute to thank you for being here and for all that you've done. You have a very unique perspective on why we're all here tonight. And it's just amazing for you to share that. What? I'm going to make you talk. If you have a message tonight, I think we'd all love to hear it.
My message is to, again, just like what Andrew just touched on, is just to still be there, to support. It's hard. It's been the hardest 10 years. It's still just as hard as it was day one than it is today, 10 years later. We're still on a journey. And all I ask is that you continue to support from here on out as long as it takes, because the healing doesn't happen overnight. He's still healing. We're still healing as we grow, as my children grow. So just having the patience, first, if anything, that's, to grow and to have is patience and understanding. I'm still trying myself. Everything still feels new to me all the time. So we grow together, and just being there for each other and love and understanding is all that, you can ask for. So
You said the most important word, together. Together. Thank you so much. Can I hug you? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you're amazing. The Batchelder family, ladies and gentlemen, a million thank yous, a million thank yous. I mean, what more can we say as I stand here gripping my challenge coin that I can't imagine how I ever lived without it. That's what we're doing here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are working as a community. We are one big family tonight, and we are making life better for other people. Is there anything more important than that? No, there is not.